I believe that you're feeling fine. Shade my light, moon in the reply the sound. With a blue moon in your eyes, just sing it now. Woke up this morning, you got a blue moon in your eyes. Listen, you woke up last night, the world turned upside down. Lord, of the things ain't been the same since the blues walked in our town. What you want in a milk run, 'cause you got that shotgun shine, shade my light, bone in the red sun, with a blue moon in your eyes. Wake up this morning, got yourself a gun, got yourself a gun, got yourself a gun.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arctic Edge Ice Arena, where we bring you the second match between the UCO Broncos and your Oklahoma Sooners. OU took a defeat last night, 3-1, and although they lost tonight and are used to losing to UCO, they have not won in 5 years. That was emphasized. Tonight, there's a profound level of optimism tonight that we haven't seen in the past 5 years. Amy, why don't you tell us a little more about that?
Yeah, I think it was based on the final score for that game being 3-1. We've seen much more losses to this UCO team in the past, and also just the energy in the building. A lot more crimson and cream here tonight than the yellow and blue of the UCO team. A lot more energy, of course. Elijah Lena down is ringside next to us, and he'll tell you a little bit more about the energy in the building here tonight. Elijah?
That's right, Amy. It is rocking here in this barn. As you said it earlier, this crowd is packed. We see a lot more crimson and cream than we did last night. And behind me here on the ringside is the Oklahoma Sooner Band, the pride of Oklahoma, and they are absolutely rocking as the referees come onto the ice right now. But they'll be playing songs for you guys all night tonight. The energy is here. We got the band. They're super excited, and this crowd is going to be rocking as we get into this game.
We talked to Coach before the game, as we always do, and he said that a lot of the issues that the team faced last night, it seemed like they were very fixable, right? And so he said, you know, the things that were working the pucks down low. That's how Tristan Glass got his goal from Will Blake in the second period. And then not allowing those breakaway opportunities, being stronger on the defensive line and back checking. You talked about, he said, what is the easiest thing to do in hockey? It's skate without the puck. And that was an issue last night for the Sooner defensive pairs, and that allowed for 2 breakaway goals on BCB. The other goal that UCO scored was a cash-in on a 5-on-3, which you can't blame anybody for a 5-on-3 goal, right? That's just going to happen, especially at the length that was allowed to go for. And so those things can easily be adjusted according to Coach Arvanitis, and we will look for that to happen tonight.
Exactly, and something else he talked about was just the energy and the drive that the team has played with. We've seen this team play at such a high level all season long, and I think, like you said, the record that this team has against UCO in the past 5 years hasn't been great for Oklahoma, and I think maybe a little bit of that rivalry, no matter, even if Oklahoma was listed in this series, in this matchup, to be the better team, of course, any type of rivalry, can kind of get you a little bit shaken, but I think tonight they'll see that they need to, propel forward, adjust on those things. Like you said, they're all easily fixable things, and, just have that drive and that passion going into the game tonight. And like you mentioned yesterday, of course, BCB let up 3 goals, but a lot of those, weren't necessarily his fault. Like you said, 5-on-3, kind of hard to, protect those as a goalie when you don't have your defense in front of you, but we will see a few lineup changes tonight for the Sooners.
Yeah, that's going to be Jacob Reiger and Nate Monticelli out. They're putting in 3 goaltenders. Brendan Forden's going to get the start for your Oklahoma Sooners as we see Camden Pendleton take the ice again, so that's going to be his second start. He's going to be playing back-to-back. But Brendan Forden, Grayson Payne, and BCB will be on the bench, or will be dressed tonight for the Oklahoma Sooners. So they're rocking with 3 goaltenders. Griffin Joy coming in as an extra forward instead of having an extra defenseman. The other thing that we talked about with Coach is the physicality. Now, Amy, you and I were down ringside for the game yesterday, taking great video, having a great time down there. And the hits just seemed louder yesterday. Seemed a lot more ferocious, seemed a lot more tenacious. And that's something that Coach wants to continue tonight.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, I think on Wednesday during hockey time, I talked with some of our players about the added physicality, especially on the defense this season. And I think that really helped. I think maybe that's been a major part of this series that Oklahoma has been losing in the past, and getting the added height in some of those rookies this year has definitely helped Oklahoma play a little stronger. We're
going to stop talking for just a second and let the Pride play the intro for tonight, as we are happy to have them in the building. We'll also keep the mics on for the national anthem as well. So we will step aside shortly as the Pride plays us in. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as both teams get ready to take the face-off dot. So we have an exciting 60 minutes of hockey ahead of us. Looks different, feels different, is different. A lot more Norman inside Edmond tonight, and that might be the difference.
As the Sooners skate out, get ready to set to their positions. Stick taps to Forden in net, starting this game for the Sooners tonight against the UCO Broncos. Like we said, this feels like the most chance that the Sooners have had in these past 5 years to take down this UCO team, and they are looking for revenge after last night's 3-1 loss.
Top line steps out there for the Broncos. Sam Sykes, Zach Guerra, Andre Blaha. As we get Jack Taylor and Brad Bowes out there on the defensive pairings. Or excuse me, Jacob Dubecki, JC Dubecki, that is. Tristan Glass to take the face-off against Sykes. And we are underway here inside Arctic Edge. Sooners win the face-off back to Blake Swearingen. Best gets it out of the zone. Back to Dubecki, over to Taylor. Semi dumps it in, now gets it across. Aaron Best having to play catch-up here. And we're going to get an offsides call early into this game.
Might have been a nice little break there for the Sooners. That puck was kind of bouncing around quite a lot in their defensive zone. Tough to maintain control of it. That's
something else that we know, at least I mentally noted, is how you can't really see it as well from, one, the camera feed, and two, when you're up a little higher. It's just how choppy that ice gets, especially late into games and periods when there's a lot of ground moved on them. It becomes a problem to some degree as UCO maintains puck possession. Blaha drop back to Sykes, over to Taylor, plays it down low off the boards. Forden trying to get a paw on it, couldn't. Taylor steps around the face-off dot. Centering feed won't go. Now Owen Carlisle goes the other way for Oklahoma. Turned over. Blaha skates around. Cleared. Nope, it hit Blaha. Sustained offensive zone time here for UCO. That's not how last game started. I say last game in the first period was probably the cleanest period of hockey I've ever seen between two teams. As the Sooners get a much-needed line change with that exit. And Robner charges heavily Alex Kagan cut it off at the end wall. Can't. Centering feed, out, shot. Took a stick into the corner. Kagan, heads up. Out of play.
A long first shift for both teams there, but some necessary change for the Sooners on that line. They will once again take the draw in their own defensive zone.
Hogan, Stalzer, and Rob Roker will remain out there with Mondi and Bose. Willie Baird to take the Mondu to take the face off. Still no shots recorded, just about a minute 20 into this thing. Saw Hogan struggle a lot on the face-off dot, jumping a little too early, causing some delay in that regard. That's no different tonight. Mondu takes it in behind BCB, skates out with it, flips it up to Tristan Glass. Glass to Mondu. Mondu enters cleanly, has some speed. Mondu on his backhand, can't get the centering feed. Drops it down low to Will Blake. Will Blake off the boards. Over to Kagan. Into the skates of Glass. Nearly turned over. Dump back in. Sooners have to touch up. Brad Bose in behind Camden Pendleton. Not a clean neutral zone exit at all, but UCO still maintains puck possession as Monty goes the other way. And they have to touch up. Lots of turnovers here early on as Tristan Glass makes a nice move there. Now Willie Baird has some space, loses the puck. He is offsides. It is sloppy early on in his first frame between both teams, and maybe fatigue becoming a bit of a factor.
Yeah, I think both teams are also eager to get the puck, eager to get up early, but that's resulting in a few little miscues here and there by both teams on both sides of the puck. The Sooners will once again take this faceoff in their own defensive zone, try to keep it out and try to get one up on UCO.
Carson Glass takes the faceoff, plays it back to McDonald. Goldstein turns it over. And the other way goes Willie Baird. Good stretch pass ahead for Josh Bells. Rips one on Pendleton, blockered away. No second chance there as it is covered up in some extracurriculars. Boy, we saw some nasty fights happen yesterday. And when I say fights, I mean, of course, just throwing some bodies around. You can't fight in the ACHA. For those who don't know, it is suspensions and is heavily frowned upon from either team. OU states that it does not represent their brand of hockey well, and so we want to emphasize that. It's the second you drop both mitts. We had to reiterate, or Willie Baird helped me understand that if you can drop one glove, try to bait the guy into fighting, but you won't actually get a penalty from that.
Exactly, much different than a lot of the professional hockey that you will watch back home, I'm sure, but all about safety here in the ACHA.
DuPont wins the faceoff. 3 Sooners chase after it. And Aaron Best centers it and turned over. Now the other way goes Sam Sykes. Sykes on a breakaway, in on Forden. Blocker saved by Forden. Bassett trying to clean it up. Sykes again behind. Centering feed cut off by Carson Bassett. Blaha, Guerrero, and the puck exits the zone. Sooners collect. Bassett flips it forward. Dumped down low. Forden plays it in behind the net. Nate Payne chopped down by an exiting DuPont as the Sooners go off for another change. Swearingen takes a hit, gives one rather, on Sam Sykes, welcoming him to the game tonight. UCO cuts it off at the half wall. Turned over, now the other way goes Owen Carlisle. He doesn't have much help. He's going to have to rip one. He does, and I believe Pendleton caught a piece of it with his glove. Payne trying to hold it in at the line. Carlisle comes away with it. Bouncing puck. Evades skates, trying to be dumped down low. Shot from Carlisle off the pad of Pendleton. Now Fodrell cycles, gets it over to McDonald. Back to Fodrell, shot. Looking for a deflection, couldn't find one. Nate Payne plays it back low to Dubecki. UCO able to exit, sprung forward. Now a 2-on-2 here for UCO as Rob Roker just fell on his own. No tripping penalty necessary on that one. Fodrell just dumps it in, goes off for a change. New line out there for the Sooners. UCO trying to work it through the neutral zone. They can't, as met by Connor Horn. And now Alex Kagan, the 6'4", Novato, California native, plays it wide. Mondu cuts it off at the half wall, dump down low. Bose and Blake going to the end boards, and a hard hit there. Kagan plays it down low. Tristan Glass to Mondu, and puck turned over, kept in. Will Blake has space, rips one, to glove save by Pendleton. Sooners getting pressure now. Mondu trying to paw at it. I was going to say play with the hand pass, and that's the right call there.
Intense shift there, a few minutes of play for the Sooners, and I think that great offensive zone possession was started off by some incredible defense, some great saves by Ford and net, but also some help by his defense in front of him, which is something we saw the Sooners lacking a little bit last night, and then that led to some great opportunities, some great shots on Pendleton, unable to go in, but you have to feel like if the Sooners can continue to pepper these good shots in like that, one's going to have to go in tonight so far.
Neutral zone face-off for the fourth line of OU. Carson Glass shovels it forward to Bose, now over to Taylor. That one missed everybody, but Kagan cuts it off, dumps it out. Now the other way goes Carson Glass. Carson Glass gets tripped up, no call. Willie Baird collects, drops it back for Bells. Bells, wrist one blocked by a Bronco, and now the other way goes UCO. Guerra and Sykes, cut off by Horn. Connor Horn flips it up. Willie Baird trying to get a touch pass going. More extracurriculars as Carson Glass enters. They're going to say Willie stayed onside. Willie Baird's shot swallowed up by Pendleton.
And a good look from Baird there. Also a great job of him to stay onsides, not get that offsides call early, as the Sooners will take this draw in their offensive zone, try to get some more opportunities here.
DuPont, Best, and Cavalcanti out there. Cavalcanti seeing some ice time this season. Hadn't seen much of it, so it's good to see him back out there for OU. Bose flips it around. Stalzer gets stapled by Bassett, but the puck exits the zone. Aaron Best whiffs on his dump in. Fortunately, didn't result in much as a good open ice hit there from Jacob DuPont. Now Best, face-off thought, rips one, blockered away by Pendleton. Sooners are getting good looks, open looks on Pendleton. UCO doesn't really seem like they're making much of an effort to get in front of those shots like they were yesterday.
Exactly. I'm liking this energy from the Sooners so far. A lot more aggressive. It resulted in a few little turnovers earlier on, but right now getting those shots off. And like you said, UCO kind of picking up where they left off yesterday in the third period. A lot more passive in their defense. Obviously, they had the 2-goal lead, but tonight it looks like they're carrying that on, and this Sooner team can be dangerous once they get hot, so the Bronchos cannot underestimate them.
Sooners will look to suppress those odd man rushes. They've done a decent job of it so far, but they've allowed one, and that was the best look UCO's had tonight. That was a Sykes breakaway that was blocked off by Forden. Sooners touch up. Pendleton plays it in behind his net, kind of scrambling a bit. DuPont nearly cut that off. Sooners were going for a change. They got to be careful not to get too many. Bassett kicks it forward, played back to DuPont. DuPont shovels it forward to Jackson Fodrell. Fodrell fans on his shot. Puck flipped out. Carlisle collects, dances with it, skates with it. He's one of the best skaters for OU. Flips it forward to Nate Payne, enters cleanly, wrist one, rebound loose. It was a bouncing puck. Would have been hard to get any sort of shot from it, but Pendleton user error on that one. McDonald unable to keep the puck in. It was bouncing. 13:05 left in the opening frame. Nate Payne enters. Sooners have bodies. Payne gets stapled to the board by DeBecky. And away with it goes J.C. DeBecky. Redmond chases after it. Goldstein doesn't beat the icing, but wins the puck, which is what's more important. Nate Payne with it now. Flips it forward. Sooners trying to just get off for a change. They get a semi-one through. Taylor circles the face-off dot. Good poke check there by Josh McDonald. Redmond down low. He was public enemy number one here last night. There's a hard check, and that's going to be a boarding penalty against UCO, so the Sooners will go on the power play with 2:24 left. Ill-advised from Blaha there. The referees establishing their control over the physicality.
And Blaha will get that penalty for a cross check. as said by the refs here tonight. A good opportunity for the Sooners to improve on their power play last night. That wasn't as effective as they wanted it to be. It's something they need to work on. Obviously, you said before that puck was kind of bouncing, a little bit more difficult to get a good look on, a good shot on. But last night, that was something Coach said to us today when we talked to him, that last night Pendleton gave up a good amount of rebounds, and the Sooners were just unable to capitalize on them.
So the Sooners will christen the first Logies Power Hour power play, and we hope they can cash in on it. Payne skates up, elects to pass it. One-timer, Fodrell! Oh, and it just caught a piece of Pendleton. That was a howitzer from Jackson Fodrell.
A great look there from Fodrell. He's been getting shots off all series, and that one just catches a little bit off of Pendleton there. The one-timer. Unable to make it through, but now it'll be Carlisle who'll be in the face-off dot.
Sooners dominated the face-off dot yesterday. That was one aspect of their game that they need to continue tonight in order to try to come away with the series tied. Fodrell has it, keeps it, takes his time, plays it down low. Centering feed wasn't an option. Mondu has it. Played back to the point. Nate Payne. Fodrell, one-timer! Glove save, puck down low! Another good look for Jackson Fodrell there. Tristan Glass in behind. Fodrell back to the point to Nate Payne. Payne over to Carlisle. Played down low to Ben Mondu. Payne, wrist one, bouncy puck. Rebounds loose, can't get it, and it is cleared by UCO. Some good early looks, though, for the Sooners. Forden quickly plays it forward. Sooners stay onside.
It was blown offside by the officials.
Jackson Fodrell's skate was still over the blue line, keeping him onside, but it's blown off, unfortunately, for Oklahoma.
Much to the dismay of the Oklahoma bench. But the Pride keeping the energy up for Oklahoma.
I love it.
The players on the bench are loving it as well. VCV and Grayson Payne, who are sitting back up for goalie tonight, dancing to the music of the Pride.
It's tipped in by Aaron Best. Not able to exit the zone. Will Blake plays it down low. Best loses it in his skates. Played in at the half wall. DuPont has to chase after it. Good move there by Bose. Pawed down by Will Blake, though, kept in the zone. 50 seconds left on the power play. Goldstein meets Mondi at the half wall. Time ticking down on the power play. Sooners aren't able to keep it in. Gordon plays it. This time pressured. Stalzer making sure he doesn't try another stretch pass like that. That nearly sprung a great opportunity for Oklahoma. Sykes bats it away. Not a big sense of urgency. It's a reverse check, and Alex Kagan takes him out of commission. Aaron Best evades a hit. Aaron Best skates in, shot wide. What a move by Aaron Best, as two UCO players ended up taking the brunt of that altercation. Aaron Best nearly got decapitated on that. Thankfully, he evaded that.
He avoided that hit and sent the UCO players flying.
Swearingen hits a UCO defender, and the puck dropped for a second. I don't think they knew where it was. Now the other way goes Guerra for UCO. Evades Willie Baird. Dances in behind the net. Guerra, shot. Caught a stick. Goes into the corner. Big hit by Blake Swearingen. Oh, my goodness. No love lost between these two teams at all. The physicality has been something to write home about. Taylor plays it forward, cut down by Swearingen. Bit of a muffin on it, but he gets it forward to Mondu. Played down low, backhand chance, caught up in the skates of Taylor. Wasn't exactly a clean look for Griffin Joy, but it was a look.
And I think some better quality looks so far tonight than we saw at all before last night. And the hard hits keep coming here for the Sooners, for Blake Swearingen. A great job leading this defense, one of the more veteran players on this squad, and for the defense, bringing the physicality to this UCO squad.
Mondu loses the face-off to Hogan, but They're almost able to come away with it. Good back or forechecking there by Ben Mondu. Will Blake trips up a man. No penalties called. No, now they call it. It was a pretty big dive, but it's not going to be called. It was an Olympic-sized dive, if you would. Michael Phelps, take notes.
Assistant coach for the Sooners, Tyler Huberty, not too pleased with that. Arguing, and it'll be Will Blake in the sin bin for the Sooners, as that puts UCO on their first power play of the night.
And the Broncos cashed in on 5-on-3, but you would hope most teams would be able to cash in on 5-on-3s. Unfortunately, the Sooners didn't yesterday, but what the Sooners have to be mindful of is not playing it too aggressively, not trying. You don't necessarily need a shorthanded goal right now. You know, play smart, just try to get the puck down the other end of the ice and clear it safely, as Josh Bells can't off that face-off draw. UCO looks to set up. Swearingen meets a man on the boards. Redmond loses an edge, and that's going to be out of play for a face-off.
A little bit of chirping from the benches, from the penalty box.
The UCO power play is not the beast it once was, but they are still lethal.
Exactly. I mean, we saw last night what this team can do. Underestimated a lot by their opponents going into last night, sat 9th place in the WCHL, but clearly can still put up quite a fight. As the refs are discussing something here, we're unsure what.
They're going to have the face-off outside the defensive zone for the Sooners,
Looks
which
like
is
it'll be at center ice.
Huge victory, or just outside the neutral zone, or just on the blue line, rather. So that helps OU, as UCO now has to enter cleanly here. That should kill off about 10, 15 seconds before any chances happen. Monty just dumps it in. Rob Roker plays it back. Redmond, shot, hit a skate. Nate Payne got in front of that one. Monty plays it down low to Stalzar. Monty, Redmond, loses his man, plays it back. Monty can skate, centering feed shot, scores! Monty, what an effort there as Sebastian Doucette gets the Broncos on the board on the power play.
And that one passed coast to coast to Mondi, and he had almost a wide open kind of right side of that net in front of him. And that'll make it 1-0 UCO, as their fans, not as many might be here tonight, but still loud and making their presence known.
I will say I don't like hearing it when they're playing OU, but they used to have a goal horn in here that was pretty electric when it would go off. I'm not sure what happened to it this year, whether it's out of commission temporarily or for good. But the Sooners face a 1-0 deficit. Still plenty of time left in the first period to do something about it with. I'm being informed that it's a leaky pipe, and so it would sound dismal if it was sounded. Sooners looking to answer quickly. Puck poked forward, exits the zone. They're going to say no icing, but it was off a UCO stick well before the red line at center ice, so it should have been an icing, but nonetheless, the Sooners still have to work at it here. McDonald dumps it in. Took an interesting bounce off the boards. Nate Payne could never get a good centering feed. Kept in by Goldstein. Plays it into the skates of Carlisle. Now it's dumped down. Guerra couldn't get a stick on it either. Puck tipped in by Nate Payne. Sooners go off for a change. Vaudrell goes and collects it. Loses it. Taylor playing it hard. Loses it to Cavalcanti. Cavalcanti. Tight angle shot. Might not have been the best option there. And Sam Sykes goes the other way. Connor Horn advising him not to enter the zone, and he doesn't as he just dumps it in. Puck took a weird bounce and a deflection on Forden. Shot, scores! Brendan Forden left hung out to dry. Wait to get you a name. I believe that was Blaha that scored that.
Yeah, not much Forden can do about that one, unfortunately. Just kind of trickled in front of him, tried to catch it, tried to get that one down, but unfortunately UCO able to tap that one in, make it 2-0, almost within less than a minute.
Yeah, we saw that happen last night as well, and that was the difference in the game. And so the Sooners need to answer or provide defensive help for their netminder. That's twice where 4 goals in this series that UCO has scored. OU defenders have not been the first man to the puck, which is what Coach Arvanitis emphasized he wanted to be changed. Aaron Best cycles, loses the puck, flipped forward, but kept in by DuPont. DuPont, shot gets tipped away. Now the other way goes Stalzar. Stalzar centering feed, misses everybody. Hogan slaps it around. Aaron Best cuts it off at the half wall. Swearingen looking to play forward. Willie Baird. Jacob DuPont never saw him. Willie Baird chasing after the puck into the corners. Hits Sam Sykes into the board. Sykes having to kick it forward. Caught off by Goldstein. Adam Goldstein still maintains possession. Rips one tipped. Went off the side of the netting. Now the other way goes the Broncos. Mondi dumps it in. McDonald. Down over to Goldstein. Loses it. Has to play it off his backhand. McDonald over to Bells. Now Glass. Exits. Josh Bells rips a shot. Gloved by Pendleton. No problem there. Offensive zone face-off for the Sooners. Some more extracurriculars between Redmond and Bells. Bells giving it to Redmond verbally.
Yeah, I saw Logan Cavalcanti and Rebroker of UCO going at it before that play even started, after that goal at center ice, and a little bit of pushing and shoving, and that's obviously continuing tonight. The Sooners frustrated with how things have gone so far, and like you mentioned again, that defense is just going to need to tighten up a little bit in front of their goaltenders, and the offense is going to need to start getting hot soon.
Mondu to take the face off against Sam Sykes. Another premature draw. This time they're going to penalize both centermen there as Tristan Glass steps in with Blaha. Glass wins the face-off, kept in by Bassett. Trying to play it down low. Horn cuts it off. Glass staples Dubecki. Mondu in there as well. Puck evades everybody, kept in by Horn. Dubecki cuts it off. Now Mondu comes away with it. Mondu shot on Pendleton. Caught him right at center mass. Puck out of play. Horn and Guerra in it. Sooners have to be careful not to let temper control the pace and play of this game. They have to just play their own style of hockey and not give in to any of the antagonizing words and gestures and altercations that UCO is proposing, because they know if UCO plays like that, or UCO knows if they play like that, that they're probably going to come away with the victory if the Sooners bite.
Exactly, and obviously we saw so far tonight UCO 1-for-1 on the power play. Do not want to give the UCO is dangerous at equal play. You don't want to give them the man advantage. Try and capitalize on that.
Carlisle take the face-off. There's no defenseman back there on the left side, which is interesting. They're stacking the right with Fodrell and Payne hanging just around the face-off dot. Pendleton just scoops it up, and we will do this again. Dubecki slashed Fodrell. Now, the difference between today and yesterday with the extracurriculars is the extracurriculars didn't really start till later in the game. I would say late second, and then definitely in the third period it was much more prominent. And, I mean, that's what happens when you play back-to-back games in a series. It's obviously going to carry over, but it's now become a talking point here in the first period.
Exactly. I think we were shocked last night, given the history between these two teams, that it didn't start a little bit earlier, but didn't really start till the end when
Fodrell's shot goes wide. Swearingen meets it at the half wall and meets a UCO player. Stalzar's holding a stick. Shot from Pendleton. Rebound. Fodrell can't bury it. They're going to call a penalty on somebody. Fodrell took a punch. Fodrell's taking multiple punches. That's got to be called for something. He was punching him in the face over and over again. As the OU pride playing the fight music. Oh, folks, it's rivalry weekend if you haven't figured that out by now. McDonald's still in there with 4 UCO players.
That rookie defenseman, scrappy there, ready to fight for his team. Fodrell expressing his anger and frustration, I'm sure, to the officials about taking a few of those punches As we mentioned earlier tonight, not allowed to drop gloves in the ACHA, not allowed to fight. So
you're not allowed to punch him, even though your gloves are off. You still can't punch someone. Josh McDonald's headed to the penalty box.
But I can't imagine it'll be just McDonald as he's given some lip to the Bronchos on the UCO bench.
I'm not sure what to make of this on who's going to come out of this with the man up or the man down.
It does not look.
Doesn't look like a Broncos headed to the box. They're pointing someone out. They're opening the box. We'll get this sorted.
Looks like it'll be Adam Stalzer, the senior who is going into the box for UCO.
And he was the initial offender on the Fodrell punches that were being thrown. Fodrell wasn't really returning them. He was more playing defensively, just, We'll sort this out. There's going to be another Bronco head to the box.
Looks like that'll be Robbie Rebroker.
Yep. Dallas, Texas native. So Caleb, producer, informing me that he didn't hear the whistle and probably shouldn't have been a whistle and kept shooting. I think it was unclear why there was a whistle in the first place. We have quite the hairstyles in the UCO penalty box. One is bald and one has the hair of Jesus down there, which is quite entertaining. So it looks like OU's going to come away with a power play at the end of this, which I would say is a pro. So you have the offsetting roughing minors most likely. I'm surprised, even though Fodrell wasn't necessarily reciprocating the punches, he didn't at least get called for a roughing himself. I think they're just electing that McDonald's going to come away and serve that time.
Exactly, yeah. Of course, the retaliation for that is probably going to get him one in there. Fodrell still on the ice in the power play for the Sooners.
Faceoff's going to be held just outside the offensive zone. So another chance for Oklahoma to answer.
And, of course, we're only about 15 minutes into this first period, but it feels like kind of now or never for the Sooners to get something going, down 2-1 early, 2-0, early. Got to try to get something going.
Sooners win the faceoff. Fodrell plays it over to Carlisle. Sooners still have to enter. They dump it down low. Tristan Glass is going to have to meet Taylor. Fodrell comes away with it, looking to set up. Played down low. Now over to Nate Payne. Payne over to Carlisle. Down low to Mondu. Payne rips one. Deflection goes wide. Carlisle. Mondu. Over to Nate Payne. Carlisle makes a nice move. Toe drag, and the other way goes UCO shorthanded. Sooners have to get back. Sykes. Shot. Scores.
And another breakaway opportunity and score for UCO. Passed over to the right side, and once again, Forden cannot keep up with it. And once again, no defense there, only Nate Payne, the lone defenseman, helping out Forden in net. That'll make it 3-0 UCO early on in this game.
I mentioned that you got to be wary of the shorthanded goals with the speed that they have, and Sooners still have a power play they can cash in on if they want to. Sooners take the face off. Bassett goes all the way down the ice to start the power play again. Drops it to Goldstein. Now Will Blake. Blake enters, has it at his stick. In behind, centers it back out for Goldstein out of his reach. Puck exits. Bassett chasing after it. Takes a slash. Goldstein. Relooks here, stretch pass for Will Blake. DuPont held the line. Will Blake. Referee got in the way of that. Sooners. Will Blake in behind the net. Shot goes wide of the net. DuPont with the look there. Goldstein over to Bassett. Rips a shot. Rebound. Came right back where it came from. Bassett has it again. Drop pass to Adam Goldstein. Played down low. DuPont. Over to Will Blake. Down low, DuPont. No one's setting up in front of the net. Aaron Best is. Takes a cross-check. Shot. Goes wide. Rebound. Goes over the net. Will Blake's chance there. Blockered away. The net's off the pegs. No changes for UCO.
Stalzer being let out of the penalty box for UCO. And McDonald as well.
Good looks there. But Sooners, again, that was the story last night. It's turned into the story right now, unable to bury those second chance efforts.
Exactly, yeah, need work a little bit more to be able to retain those rebounds and get some better quality looks. Got to get them quick, though, because the UCO defense is sharp and setting up quickly, not allowing much to get to their goaltender.
Baird loses the face-off. Bose chases after it with Griffin Joy. Joy pestering hard, get hit there by Josh Bells. Griffin Joy comes away with it, plays it down low. Bells can't get loose. He was tied up with Bose. Good forechecking by the Sooners, but they got to be careful. Redmond gets hit hard by Swearingen, still maintains puck possession. He's got speed. Centering feed exited the zone for UCO. They have to touch up. Elect to just dump it in. Swearingen finishes his check on Sykes. Bassett. Blaha now has space, rips a shot, blocked by the Sooners. I believe that was Swearingen that got down in front of that one. Guerra centering feed. Sykes didn't have it. Dubecki fakes a shot, gets caught up. Fodrell comes away with it, dumps for a change. Elects to stay on the ice, does Jackson Fodrell. Maintains puck possession, does Jackson Fodrell. See if an opportunity comes away with it. Fodrell rips one, blockered away by Pendleton. Pendleton had a good angle, came out of his crease just a little bit for that. Goldstein holds the line, shot blocked by Guerra. Blaha and Nate Payne chase after it. Owen Carlisle cycles, drops it back for Goldstein, plays it down low. Tristan Glass wrist one, it was a bit weak, so it didn't make it all the way there. UCO makes a change. Sooners trying to hurry up here. McDonald fires it wide. Hogan cuts it off, slaps it out. Minute 35 as Horn fans on his dump in, and now the other way goes UCO. Shot sails over the net. Bose, Horn, skies it. Mondi plays it gently over to Bose. Gets it up to Robrecker. Played off the backhand, like I said, play with the high stick, but the smarter option was for Mondu just to touch it and not allow UCO to get a touch in the offensive zone there for another chance. So the Sooners fall early, 3-0 in the first period. I think every single goal that was scored was on an odd man rush, if not breakaway, which is what the story was yesterday.
The story yesterday was also the same thing as it is tonight. The Sooners lead in shots on goal, but have fallen behind where it counts. Total number of goals. It's a little over a minute left in this first period.
UCO won the face-off, but it ended up leaving the neutral zone and offensive zone for them, so they will have some work to do as Blake, nice saucer pass there from Fodrell, meets some bodies. Mondu's shot. Puck bounced wide of the net. Looked like it might have gone in for a second. Connor Horn has to chase after it. Centering feed there as McDonald took a hit. Rodman falls down. We're going to get a penalty here against the Sooners for what, I don't know. Some extracurriculars. Mondu and Horn in with McDonald.
Once again, we will wait here to see what the official call is from the refs. It'll be Blake Swearingen in the penalty box for Oklahoma.
So now OU looks to escape the period without giving up another power play goal here.
Yeah, they'll have a minute 30 left when they come out to start the second. Only 30 seconds remaining.
Bondi's shot goes over the net.
Woo.
Or excuse me, that was Blaha. That was a really good look. Fortin's having a difficult time getting over on those centering feeds. Payne clears it. Actually holds on to it, which is the smarter of the options. Tries to get something going shorthanded. Nate Payne wrists one low, wide of the net. That should do it for the period. Sooners don't have to worry about much. Payne gives a little extra check there. And so that will do it for the end of the first period.
And Payne and Blaha near center ice, giving a little more pushing and shoving as Blaha's teammate keeps him from Hogan, keeps Blaha from getting a penalty that might result in even strength for both teams. 3-0 after this first period of play. The Sooners looked a lot better early on in the game, but again, unfortunately, those issues still remain on getting back to helping Fortin in net.
So we will end this first period with the UCO Broncos leading 3-0. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma.
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
Welcome back, Sooner fans, to your first period intermission report. A lot to write about and a lot to be frustrated about. I'm sure that paint's being peeled off the walls in that locker room with Coach Arvanitis telling their players to wake up, and they have a mountain to climb early on in this game.
Exactly, yeah, which is unfortunate because early on in this period, we saw the Sooners come out with a lot more energy than they did yesterday. Of course, there are a few miscues and some turnovers, but it looked like the Sooners had a lot more power going into things, of course, and unfortunately unable to capitalize. And once UCO got going, they ran away with it, and that's how we see them take this 3-0 lead into the second period, also with a minute and a half on the power play.
The Sooners rank really well, at least in the WCHL standings for goals. I believe they're second in the WCHL standings for goals scored, but as of late, between the Colorado State series where they got blanked in that first game, and then I believe they put up 4 on the Saturday game where they took that 4-2 victory, and then yesterday only putting up 1, and then today so far nothing to show for. So offense has lately been dry for Oklahoma.
And I think a key part of that is we haven't seen the rookies contribute as much as they normally have throughout this series. A lot of the rookies and underclassmen, sophomores as well, have kind of been, the backbone of this Oklahoma offense. And we saw that Tristan Glass goal, of course. He's always going to be crucial to the team, the veteran assistant captain, but in terms of the rookies, we haven't seen that many. Some good shots tonight, from Jackson Fodrell, but nothing that's translated into actual goal scoring, and that might be one of the major issues that the Oklahoma offense is facing.
I'm going to pitch things down to ringside with Caleb Shaw, with one of the members of the Pride of Oklahoma. Caleb, what do you got for us down there?
Hey guys, it's been a few years since we've had the Pride in the building. It's your guys' first time here. I'm with Chris Rodriguez Suarez, one of the Mellophone players this year. Is this your first year in the Pride?
It is.
Okay. Awesome. And so, did you get to do Pride Camp in the summer?
Yes, I did. It was so fun. We started very early in August and got everything ready for pregame.
What was the planning like for this? I actually didn't know you guys were coming out here until a couple of days ago.
Yeah, so it was with the Kappa Kappa Psi organization of the band, and they had us sign up, and we just signed up. It seemed like a lot of fun, so yeah.
Are you guys having fun so far?
Oh my goodness, yes, so much fun. All the chants and the songs, it's super exciting to be here.
You guys have really put a lot for the atmosphere here tonight. You guys have really brought the heat. You're blowing the house down. You think you'll be back next semester?
For sure, if possible. I'm sure if they can get organized, we'll be here.
Awesome. Well, guys, I'll send it back up to you. Again, that was Chris Rodriguez Suarez with me down here, one of the Mellophones this year. It's a great party in here, but on the ice, things need to change, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely, Caleb. And the Sooners still have about a minute 32 of penalty kill time to start this second period. And special teams has been a disaster for the Sooners in that first.
Exactly, yeah. We talked about them giving up the breakaway goals, the 5-on-3s, but the power play, UCO has looked lethal on that as well, resulting in one of those 3 goals tonight. And with a minute 32 left going into the second period, the Sooners are going to need to shut down that UCO power play if they want any chance of staying within this game.
I'm going to pitch things down to Elijah Lena, who's at ringside with some information on what happened in that first period. Elijah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, that's right, Christian and Amy. The big thing we noticed throughout the game itself in this first period was just the way that the energy on the Sooner bench kind of died off. The vibes were good. BCB was up and about, dancing to the music at the beginning of the game. As those goals came on for UCO, the vibes shifted from positive to negative. Assistant coach Huberty was very adamant and yelling at the team, trying to get things going for the Sooner offense. Speaking of said offense, something I noticed down here on the ice was just the spacing between players. There wasn't a lot of shot opportunities. Those that were didn't make it to the net, and those that did were saved by Pendleton. And on top of that, the shooting lanes didn't quite develop the way I would have liked to have seen it. We'll see if we can get that going here in the second. The last thing I did want to add was that offense was alive. We know it can generate and can be lethal. We've seen it all throughout the season, so it's just a matter of what we see here in the second. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Elijah, for that ringside reporting. Folks, we got about 2 minutes left in the first period intermission, so we're going to take a brief break and then be back with the start of the second. Don't go anywhere.
Step right up. Buckle up. The only direction we're headed is... Yep, you get it. Welcome to the one and only Oklahoma,
In some ways, this film is like the university itself.
The one flagship university that has served the state since before there was a state.
Its story is never entirely completed.
Where one scoop of dirt can save thousands of lives. Where one group of biologists are connecting with world-class meteorologists to protect the one world, one planet that connects us all. Whoa, that one literally might land on the moon. But that's fine, because what's stopping us from going up there and getting it? This is a team, a squad, a family, leading a collective pursuit where we share all ideas, embrace thousands of different perspectives, and require every last hand on deck.
Cleared for takeoff.
What else we got? More trophies than you can count? Check. Rhodes Scholars? Check. Largest research engine in the state? Check. The next generation realizing a new American dream? Okay. Actually, it's better than okay. It's OKLAHOMA. It's the strength of many marching under one crimson and cream flag, creating Sooner magic that must be seen to be believed at the one university where one OU family makes up the one and only Oklahoma.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we get ready to start the second period. It's the Cotton Bowl style exit. Caleb and I love to say that because it's a fun one when these two teams play. It happened one time last year, I believe, where something wasn't working with the gate on the other end of the ice, where both teams had to exit and enter from the same entrance, and that's on the other side of the rink, where the Sooners normally enter for their home games. But for those that are confused, it's because both locker rooms for both teams are on, I believe that's the west side of the west side of west side of Arctic Edge, and so normally the away locker rooms are down below the stands, and so that's why that is happening this series and happened last year as well. These first 5 minutes of this second period are going to dictate how this game goes. Grayson Payne is going to be in net for Forden, so we get a goaltending change there.
Grayson Payne looked great in that second game against Colorado State. The Sooners able to come away for the win. This will be his first look at the I-35 rivalry. I talked about him with it during hockey time in Oklahoma at Logie's this past Wednesday. Asked him what his brother had told him about the rivalry, and he said he was excited to participate in it and hopefully get a win over UCO.
This goaltending change, I can't imagine, is a reflection on Forden's performance. Although 3 goals on 5 shots looks bad on paper, he's got a .944 save percentage, which is the top of all the goalies and is one of the best in the WCHL. It's just the fact that those, it's hard as a goalie mentally to be in a position where you give up 3 early goals that aren't necessarily 100% your fault and then have to continue to play a strong game mentally and physically to continue to suppress shots. And
yeah, exactly. I think that's my coach might have had 3 goalies dressed tonight to be ready for that situation, especially these younger goalies, these rookies. Like you said, the mental ability to kind of roll over on those and forget about those goals you gave up is definitely hard, especially as a rookie, as a younger member on this team. So now it'll be Grayson Payne's chance to prove himself in net.
Tristan Glass did a good job post face-off forechecking shorthanded. That killed off some good time there. UCO looks to enter cleanly. Dubecki as the Broncos hold the line. There's a slash there. OU might have gotten away with one. Dubecki looks to reorganize here. Getting pressured by Josh Bells. Puck cut off. Carson Glass fires it down. Clears it right into the midst of Dubecki. Just under 30 seconds left on this Bronco power play. Sam Sykes Can't dump it in cleanly. That one is, as Carson Glass looks to cut it off. Can't. And now Connor Horn has a pestering Bronco in behind the net. Some more extracurriculars. Blaha gets puck jack there for a moment by Carson Glass. Now centering feed to Bose. Shot goes wide of the net. Didn't have a lot of speed on it. Bronco power play has expired, but they still maintain puck possession. Blaha drops it down low. McDonald with it for Oklahoma. Plays it forward to Carson Glass. Now Will Blake. Lost it in his skates, dumped in. Sooners are on cleanly. Bose plays it around the boards. And Sooners go off for a change. Dosette, I believe, is the most recent goal scorer, fighting in it. The referee, one of the referees is caught up right in front of the penalty boxes there. He just gets out of there. He said, "Get me out of here." Puck dumped in. Mondi evades a check from Aaron Best. Puck cut off at the half wall. The other way goes McDonald. He's got space. McDonald in on goal. Shot saved by Payne. Rebound saved and cleared away. Good job there from the Sooner defense, helping their goalie out there.
Great job by Carson Bassett clearing that one. Had a wide open net for UCO, but able to whack that one away. Save another goal after a great save by Grayson Payne.
Mondu cuts off the clearance from Bose, but Taylor comes away with it. Plays it forward to McDonald. Broncos look to be offsides there, but it wasn't called. Reberman, puck jacks Mondu. Sooners trying to just get something going offensively here. They do. Mondu circles face off dot. Centering feed at Best, and he whiffed on it. I believe there was a stick caught up in there that aided in that defensive suppression for UCO. McDonald fires it. Took a deflection. Puck bounced off the boards, redirected. Goldstein nearly stepped in a road breaker. DuPont comes away with it, enters, drop pass. Played down low, Cavalcanti first to it. Logan Cavalcanti plays billiards with it. Cavalcanti and Taylor. Players on the ice right now look really tired. Not a big sense of urgency. Swearingen cuts it off, keeps it in the zone, floats one towards net, took a deflection, rebound, and it's swallowed up by Pendleton, but a good look there for OU. Cavalcanti just trying to get his skate free. But a good look there from Oklahoma. They had two Sooners in front of the net. That's something we haven't seen all game.
Exactly, looking to capitalize on that rebound out of the glove of Pendleton. A good job there. But like you mentioned, the sense of urgency there from the Sooners might have been tired legs on ice, and we could hear that frustration from the bench. Kind of heard it all night, so might as well apologize in advance for any language you might hear. We are right over the Sooners bench.
Carlisle loses the face-off. Guerra comes away with it. Bassett has to play back. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Blaha as an option. Guerra loses the puck. And that opportunity is no more. Centering feed went off the side of the net. Sykes, wraparound chance, took a deflection. But it took most of the steam off that shot, as it was no problem for Grayson Payne. Sooners having to work down low. Defensively, puck played off of Payne's pads. UCO now having some chance here in the offensive zone. McDonald trying to play it out. Will Blake cut off by Bose at the blue line. Shot trickled all the way through on Grayson Payne. Centering feed for Sykes went wide. Mondi now plays it over to Bose. Down low to Blaha. Cut off by Carson Bassett. Sooners just trying to exit, and they will be able to. Aaron Best has to chase after it. He's a problem on an odd man rush. That took an odd deflection off the glass. Sooners trying to spring it forward. Sooners have numbers. Owen Carlisle enters the zone. Carlisle floats one down low, didn't get through on net. Glass was upended there. Fodrell. Sooners are going to go on a power play or have a penalty called against them. One of the two. I'm not sure what.
And it will be a penalty called against them as the Sooners penalty box open up. Connor Horn, a lot of frustration.
It's going to be Jackson Fodrell caught with a tripping.
Getting a stick tap by Taylor there from UCO.
Well, UCO is definitely getting the benefit of the penalties tonight. It was about even yesterday.
Unsure what the penalty was called for.
So the Broncos will get another power play. They've been lethal on it. Mondi, down low. Back to Mondi. Floats one on net, goes well wide. Aaron Best looking to cut it off. Doucette fighting hard with Willie Baird. Puck held in at the end wall. Back out to the point. Switched over to Robrecker, centering feed. Another chance, scores! Doucette cashes in on the Bronco power play, and the University of Central Oklahoma leads 4-0.
And this is more of the matchup that unfortunately the Sooners are used to seeing against this UCO team. This breakdown in front of the net, unfortunately, like we mentioned, UCO extremely powerful and even strength, even more so when it comes to the power play. And the Sooners unable to kill that one. 4-0 early in this second period.
So
and some things are going to need to change here for the Sooners if they want a chance to get back in this thing.
Doucette double dips and is now on hat-trick watch for the Broncos. We're a bit of a face-up tie-up there. Carson Glass. Over to Goldstein. Sooners need to start putting pucks in the back of the net if they want to have a prayer of a comeback in the third. Carson Glass steps around a man. Bells has it. Rips a backhand. It's going to be a penalty for Oklahoma coming up. Extra attacker out there, Payne on the bench. Puck played down low to Carson Glass. And touched up by Guerra. So it's going to be an interference, I believe,
Looks
against
like
the
it's on
Broncos.
Sykes.
Yep. And he is a short-handed threat for them.
Trying to plead his case to the officials, but they've got him in there, and now it'll be another chance for a look at this Sooners power play. And if they needed to capitalize on it before, they really need to now. Down 4-0. We've seen, obviously, 21 shots on goal for the Sooners. Obviously, UCO does not give them up easily. They're going to need to get to work now.
5 forwards out there for OU on this power play. So we get some face-off corrections here. So it's a bit of an unusual look, and I can't help but think maybe aided in the shorthanded goal for UCO, as obviously forwards aren't used to playing defense and don't exactly know where the best position to be in to suppress an odd man rush shorthanded. But the Sooners win the face-off. Puck played down low, Mondu over to Carlisle. Back to the point, Glass in front of the net. Carlisle, Mondu. Face-off thought, Carlisle loses it for a moment, kept in by Payne. Rips a shot, hit a piece of Tristan Glass, but not the piece he wanted to, which was a stick, and a good keep-in by Nate Payne. Fans on his cross-ice pass, and the second effort there was blocked away by Stalzer. Sooners look to regroup. Fodrell takes it, makes a couple of nice moves, gets it over to Mondu. Mondu on goal, circles the net and can't get it out. In front, Tristan Glass. Puck played back to Carlisle. Payne. Down low, Carlisle over to Mondu. Carlisle, that pass was poked away. Halfway through this power play. Nate Payne with it now. Carlisle rips a shot. Pendleton had it all the way. Sooners just looking to break the seal on the UCO netminder. Carlisle, one-timer, Fodrell sails over the net, took an awkward bounce off the top of it, and UCO is able to clear it all the way down the ice. Tristan Glass, 20 seconds left. The Sooners have to get going now. Turnover there, Doucette. Broncos looking to get set up shorthanded, not before Alex Kagan blocks it down. And that's going to do it on this power play. There's not enough time. Alex Kagan with some nice skating. He's going to take it the full distance. Rips a shot right onto Pendleton. Caught a piece of Dubecki, but I think it ended up helping.
Yeah, went right into the chest.
Yep.
Of Pendleton there. And with a second remaining on the power play, once again, the Sooners aren't able to get anything going. I believe if their shot on goal counter is correct, only 3 shots for the Sooners. As former student and current assistant coach Cameron Bickford.
Puck played all the way down to Sam Sykes. Centering feed cut off by Kagan. Josh McDonald has some blood going for him on his wrist on the bench, so he's getting that checked out. Not sure how that happened, but seems to be okay. Kagan enters cleanly for OU. Centering feed all the way down. Best didn't get a stick of it. And flipped forward by the Broncos. Will Blake does a good job forechecking. Saucers one over to Aaron Best. Gets it over to DuPont. Rips one off the crossbar. Second chance effort. Won't go. And the other way goes Dubecki. Sykes out of the box, ready to look to get on the board for the Broncos. Guerra cuts it off. Played down low. Shot won't go. Sykes again, blocked away by McDonald, who's out there now. DuPont, Bells. Bells going to have to take it all the way. So he rips another shot, and he gets his own rebound. Bells gets pressed. Cavalcanti has it down low. Flip back forward to McDonald. Rips a shot, blocked. Second chance effort. Caught about 5 different things, and then eventually over the net. Bells and Cavalcanti pressuring hard in the boards. Trying to just poke that puck loose. Sooners take that time to get a change. Horn out there on defense with Swearingen now. Puck still hemmed in the corners. It's happened a couple times yesterday. And I believe that is an appropriate whistle to be called. Once the referee loses sight of the puck, that's when it's blown dead.
Yeah, nothing either team could really do there to get that puck off the boards. Get some fresh legs on the ice for both teams. Once again, Cavalcanti and Taylor exchanging some kind words, I'm sure.
It seemed a little more civil. It was a light tap.
But the Sooners cannot afford to let their anger and frustration get the best of them, as Carson Bassett and Adam Stalzer for UCO are talking to the refs at center ice. Stalzer will head back to the bench as Carson Bassett heads.
If I were to have to guess what that discussion was about, it's probably how the retaliations and sort of roughing penalties and unnecessary extracurriculars are going to be handled from this game, from this point on moving forward. And it's probably a short leash for both teams, if I had to guess. Centering feed goes wide. Bassett wrists one wide of the net. Tristan Glass collects, gets it back. Mondu down low to Fodrell. Shot. Didn't have a lot on it. Now the other way goes the Broncos. Mondi, he's got speed. Gets poke checked. Shot. Clearance attempt. Fodrell's got space. Stuck right in front of us here, tied up with Bose along the penalty box. Puck comes free. Slapped down by Bose. That should be icing. McDonald's there first for UCO. Tristan Glass now with the Sooners. He's going to have to just dump this in. He does. Gets it down low, takes an extra check into the back of the head. Tristan Glass. Good drop pass. He's got Best in front of the net. Shot! Oh, and what a save by Pendleton. That puck's loose. Horn's chance. Won't go in. Best again. And the Sooners just can't find the back of the net. Puck out of play. It's going to be an offensive zone face-off.
And it just seems like a case of bad puck luck for the Sooners tonight. Multiple opportunities there with the puck out of the net, or excuse me, in front of the net on the rebound. Pendleton did a great job to try to cover that first attempt. Got loose, but no matter how many Sooners were there pushing it, could not get one to cross the line. Frustration for the Sooners, but elation for UCO fans.
You can't say that the offensive chances haven't been there for Oklahoma with 27 shots, and at this stage in the game, that's the number you want, but still unable to find the back of the net.
And many of them quality chances as well. Unfortunately, just a little bit of some defensive miscues and, like we said, maybe just bad puck luck tonight for the Sooners has seen them kept off the scoreboard.
Owen Carlisle takes the face-off. Payne trying to fire a quick shot. Sooners still maintain possession. Bouncing puck goes out a play. Heads up to our other staff down there. Photographers Katie Dolberry, Michael Signoli, as well as Darby McCormick, Lauren Simpkins, and Elijah Lena doing the rink side work for us.
And some members from the Pride of Oklahoma looking to pick up that puck as a souvenir of their travels down here to Arctic Edge, as Owen Carlisle takes the face-off for the Sooners.
Nate Payne doing a good job of stick lift there on Taylor. Best comes away with it. No one in front of the net to offer a pass to. Alexa just dump it back down low to Carlisle. Kagan can't cut it off, and now the other way goes UCO. Robrecker. He's got Hogan on the wing. Centering feed, a little too much mustard on that one. And Best cuts it off to the neutral zone. Kagan enters cleanly. Sooners have to touch up though, puck left the zone. Best with speed the other way. Rips a shot, rode the stick up onto Dubecki. Payne, some nice skating there. Pass to Will Blake, wraparound shot right into the midsection of Hogan. Sooners enter cleanly. Carlisle drop pass to Will Blake. Had Cavalcanti as an option, but elects to hold on to it himself. Will Blake still with the puck. Centering feed goes wide, bouncing puck. McDonald does a good job keeping it in. Fires it, tip, down low, and squirted onto Pendleton there. Sooners pushing heavily here. Owen Carlisle plays it. Cavalcanti fans on his shot. There was a downed UCO player that got in the way with it. Now the other way goes Guerra. He's got Blaha, top line for UCO. Shot ripped onto Payne's blocker. No problem with that one. Goldstein with a hit. Cavalcanti comes away with it. Saucer pass off the boards to Will Blake. He's been out there for quite some time, has Will Blake. Dumps it down low to DuPont, who takes a check. Will Blake in behind the net. Goldstein rips a shot, goes wide, looking for a deflection. Swearingen plays it back down low. Cavalcanti played it and centered it, but no Sooner was there. Puck skip forward. Guerra has speed. Rips a slap shot. Payne fought off the angle nicely there. McDonald plays it down low. Doucette chasing after it. Held in at the point by Taylor. Sooners trying to get the puck out of the zone. UCO kind of just taking a back seat here. Bose wrist one wide. Took an awkward bounce off the boards. Taylor rips one looking for a deflection, but it just floats nicely onto Grayson Payne's chest.
A lot of good opportunities there for the Sooners in those shifts immediately following the power play. So look to regroup. A lot more quiet on the bench, I'm sure, because of the tension of not having yet scored with a little more, than 6 minutes left in this second period. The Sooners need to get something started soon. It looks like it'll be Ben Mondu taking the face-off for them in their defensive zone, trying to clear that out quickly.
UCO wins it, trying to play it in behind the net. Doucette battling puck. Held in by Bose, but then kept in. Now Roberman loses the puck. Horn comes away with it. Elects to hold it in behind Grayson Payne. Gets it up to Fodril. Makes a nice pass over to Tristan Glass, coast to coast. Sooners enter cleanly. Glass winds up. His shot hit a body. Sooners have to be careful on the change. It's kept in by Mondu. That helps. Fodril down low. Glass. Shot goes wide of the net. Got to have a better look than that. Now the other way goes Roberman. Swearingen looking to cut him off. Good poke check there by Blake Swearingen, coming back on the odd man rush there. Long stretch pass played over to Tristan Glass, who touches up, no icing. UCO has the puck though. Hogan just gets a stick on it. Not before it's cleared by Carson Glass. At least it was almost cleared by Carson Glass, but kept in, and another penalty against Oklahoma. So another Bronco power play with 4:54 left.
That one I will believe will be called on Josh Bell. Got tied up with Adam Stalzer there. Two of them talking near the face-off dot. And it looks like the penalty box will open up for UCO as well.
4-on-4
It'll be
for
4-on-4
2 minutes.
hockey.
So they got UCO with a slash. Stalzer, Bells, I'm sure, I think it was a roughing.
And I believe that's what assistant coach Tyler Huberty was yelling about to the refs from the bench, that it's fine to give Bells that call, put him in the penalty box, but you got to make sure you're calling fairly and evenly and give that slashing to Stalzer as well.
They're exchanging words down there in the penalty box. Try to pick up a little bit of the conversation. Unfortunately for the Sooners, I believe 4-on-4 hockey probably favors UCO better than it does Oklahoma. So we'll see what happens. Anything's possible. But Sykes is going to head out there with Guerra, Dubecki, and Taylor. Sooners win the faceoff. Kagan has it. Goldstein, nice pass over to Owen Carlisle. He's got speed and can dance. Drops it back. Mondu on his backhand. Circles the net. Flips it back to Goldstein. And the other way goes UCO. Guerra takes his time. Dances to face-off dot. Guerra, couple of nice moves, and now the other way goes Oklahoma. Mondu has some speed. He needs to utilize it. Makes a couple of nice moves, rips a shot, rebound, scores! Alex Kagan cashes in, and the Sooners cut the lead to 3. Finally!
The Sooners finally break the seal. A great look there from Ben Mondu, but ultimately helped by Alex Kagan. And the Sooners are finally on the board tonight. 4-1 UCO.
Such a necessary goal from the Sooners on that. Makes things more reasonable. Now they still have a lot of work to do defensively, and obviously scoring 3 goals with how hard it's been to just get 1 is not going to be an easy task by any means. But
they got the energy back up in this building, and having the crowd, the bench, and the pride behind them could definitely help the Sooners try to mount a comeback with 4 minutes left in this second period.
Kagan again with some nice moves. Defenseman taking it all the way down the ice. Chips it off the boards. Gets his own chip and dump in. Don't see that often. Centering free to Will Blake, caught in the skates. Goldstein correctly drops back instead of pinching it. Now a shot from Mondi hit the blocker, paying it out of play. .347 left, 54 seconds remain in the 4-on-4.
And like you said, anything could happen. We thought that would favor UCO, and of course, as you mentioned, still a little less than a minute on it. But the Sooners have been able to get 1 on the board.
So an offensive zone faceoff for the Broncos. Won by the Sooners again. I think they're still winning. We'll try to look for those stats in the second period intermission. Still winning the faceoff battle, which is pivotal, as Mondu takes it. Circles full length. Mondu has space, speed, shot from Horn. Didn't get a lot on it. It was a bit of a knuckleball, but I think that actually favored Horn. Although it was slow, it's put in a good spot. Pendleton reaches his glove out there. An offensive zone faceoff with 36 seconds left on the 4-on-4. 3:29 left in the middle frame. Shots in favor of OU 30-14. Carlisle, Goldstein, Mondu, and Kagan out there. Kagan's had a lot of ice time in this second period. Doucette wins the faceoff for the Broncos and comes away with the puck. Got Redmond, excuse me. And UCO offsides. Momentum shifting. You can feel it.
The Sooners are going to hope to capitalize on that. Energy as they'll take the face-off right outside their own defensive zone. .25 seconds remaining in 4-on-4.
Face-off draw, but Mondu ends up coming away with it. McDonald. Stretch pass. Still able to find Mondu even though it took a deflection. Centering feed to Carlisle. It's turned over. Now Doucette looking to exit. Can't caught up in the skates of Mondu. Mondu makes a couple of nice moves down low. Still has it. Plays it back. Shot from a tight angle. Won't go. Both men come out of the box for both teams. Dubecki has it with some speed. Drops it back for Redmond. Caught up with Will Blake. Turns it over. Sooners are able to get that out of the zone. UCO has to touch up. Payne plays it in behind his own net. He's got Blaha pressuring. He's got to be careful there. Don't give him any opportunities that aren't needed. Shot from Blaha took a piece of McDonald and went wide. Best gets hit hard into the boards. Puck jacked. Centering feed shot. Sykes, good save by Payne. Offensive pressure for UCO now. Puck comes back to the point. Taylor rips a shot. Rebound. Scores. Blaha cashes in on the rebound, and UCO gets that 4-goal lead back.
And that is what is so dangerous about this UCO squad. A great initial save by Grayson Payne on the right side of that net with the blockers, but unfortunately, Blaha able to get the rebound out, get it back in and give UCO the 4-goal lead once again.
Native to the Czech Republic. You saw the Czech Republic flag out there in the crowd for the UCO fans, representing his homeland.
A few players on that UCO squad, not only from the Czech Republic, but from the continent of Europe, traveling far to the University of Central Oklahoma to play some hockey and play it well.
Sooners got to answer with 2 minutes left. DuPont. Puck down low. Cavalcanti, the first one to it. Bells cops it up, but it comes back to Carson Bassett. Plays it. DuPont has it. Bells in behind the net. Swearingen. Back to Bells. Wrist one on net. Rebound loose. Went wide. Robrecker plays it back to Swearingen. Puck exits the zone for Oklahoma. DuPont. Puck flipped up. Doucette cuts it off. Swearingen trying to clear it, can't. Robrecker centering feed in front of the net. Puck exits the zone. 1 minute left. Mondi cuts it off, throws it in. Swearingen first one to it for Oklahoma. Bassett in behind the net. Sooners taking their time here. Puck played forward to Fodril. Mondu has time. Owen Carlisle has it. Centering feed, saucer pass, too much on it. Mondu cuts it off. Play down low, Carlisle. Takes a check, not before getting it back to Mondu. Rips a tight angle shot wide of the net. Goldstein, down low to Mondu. Mondu lost his stick on a weird part of the boards, has to collect that. Does. Puck played back, Goldstein rips it well wide of the net. 4 seconds left, Kagan has to rip it wide, and that will do it for the middle frame. UCO Broncos lead 5-1.
Unfortunate there, the Sooners created them lives for themselves later on in the second period to score that first goal to make it 4-1, but UCO answered right back to continue to have that 4-goal lead. Shots 31-18 in favor of the Sooners, but the scoreboard tells a much different story. 5-1 UCO going into this third period.
This will be the last game for quite some time in general and on home ice as Christmas break coming up. There's not a game until I believe mid-January, and that's when the Sooners take the road to San Diego State and Colorado, I believe, are the next two opponents after this series. And then they'll meet UCO again in early February. And I'm sure that series will have just as much animosity and aggressiveness as this one's had. But both teams score a goal in the middle frame, and that's where we are left. We will come back with your second period intermission report. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, Sooner fans, to this second period intermission report between the UCO Broncos and your Oklahoma Sooners. Sooners got a goal, finally, as I exclaimed after Alex Kagan buried a rebound, but that was shortly answered and deflated. It, deflated everyone in the building wearing red tonight. And so we're going to pitch things down ringside to Elijah Lena with kind of how that bench reacted to the first goal and then how the answer from UCO affected them as well. Elijah, what do you got for us?
Yeah, Christian, the first goal by Kagan there did definitely electrify the bench a little bit. You could tell the energy was starting to come back to the bench, and you wanted to see that translate onto the ice. However, that last-minute goal by UCO there really just kind of kept the game where it was. It felt like the nail in the coffin. It'll be interesting to see how they react here in the third. Touching on the offensive pressure really quickly from OU in that second period. There's a lot of it, a lot of great opportunities, just nothing found the back of the net, and a lot of passing which just seemed a little bit like players were on the same page there. But back to you guys up in the booth.
Yeah, the Sooners were really close to being able to cash in on a second goal after that Alex Kagan one, and if things were 4-2, that's a much more approachable third period mountain to climb. We use that analogy a lot, but it's probably the best one to use. Because it is going to be a mountain to get 4 in the third, and what they're going to have to do is have to do it in increments. Take it minute by minute. You ideally want to get one in the first 5, but it's not been easy tonight. Pendleton has made 15 saves, which isn't that, or excuse me, he's made more than 15 saves. He's made 35 saves,
yes.
Excuse me. And that hasn't been, necessarily all him. The UCO defense still doing a good job of clearing pucks and blocking passing lanes, but just different other aspects of the games that the Sooners have been struggling with.
Exactly, and like you mentioned, when Kagan scored that first goal for the Sooners, it was going to take a lot for OU. If it took that much for them to score one goal, it was going to take a lot for them to score 3 more, let alone 4 in this third and final period. 36 shots. The offense has had some great opportunities, great looks, but it's really the defense that's kind of falling apart. And like we said, pulling Forden out of net wasn't necessarily because of his own performance, more for his mental performance and stuff, especially as a younger goalie. Payne as well, I think he's looked great as well. A few of those opportunities I think were in part by kind of the defense falling apart in front of him, especially on that last goal, that 5th goal, that answer that UCO had to Kagan's goal. Grayson Payne made a great save there early on, but unfortunately unable to collect the rebound, and without any other Sooner bodies in the area to really help him keep that out, it resulted in another goal for the Broncos.
Yeah, and once again, the odd man rushes have just been killing Oklahoma with those opportunities for UCO. The latest goal from Blaha came on a backhand. It was a nice shot that just snuck over the right shoulder of Grayson Payne off of a rebound, which is what the Sooners haven't been able to cash in on with the amount of chances that they had. They got one with Kagan, but other than that, I would say he was probably the best player for the Sooners in that second period.
Exactly, on both ends of the puck, both defensively and offensively, of course. The opportunity created by Mondu had a few good shots tonight, but unable to get anything going for himself. But it was a great goal by Kagan, and it's also kind of frustrating and shocking from up here as well, the ability that the Sooners have skating. They've created some beautiful looks, really juked out some of the UCO defensemen on their way down. But like you said, if they are unable to capitalize on those rebounds and get some of those dirty, grimy, gritty goals from those rebounds, it's not only going to be a long third period for them, but a long season as they start to take on some more difficult teams.
Sooners will get 20 minutes to try to tie this thing up and take it home, but UCO does a good job. We saw it yesterday. Even with a 2-goal lead, UCO was able to suppress defensively the Sooners' chances.
Exactly, and like we pointed out yesterday when we were down rinkside, in UCO, they were playing a little bit more passively in that third period, not really looking to get any more goals, just looking to keep OU off of the scoreboard, and it worked for them. So the
Call it smart hockey.
Exactly, yeah. The Sooners are going to have to dig themselves out of a pretty big hole if they want to get back in this game.
Players stepping back out onto the ice. We're not going to go to break, as it would be about 20 seconds before the third period starts, so we'll stick with you guys. We thank you for tuning in. The best way to help us out, like, subscribe, share to family and friends who might be interested in watching some games. As we continue to grow this OU Hockey TV YouTube channel, it's all thanks to you guys. We couldn't do it without you, and we really appreciate it. And, of course, our sponsorship with Logie's on the corner. We love doing our show there. Great folks, a part of that organization. Sooners look to take the ice here. As
the Sooners come back onto the ice to the tune of the Pride. Despite the scoreboard, the Pride have had a great performance themselves tonight and seem to have really enjoyed coming out here for hockey. We appreciate them making the trip down to Edmond, depending on traffic, about 40-minute to an hour drive. So we appreciate their effort to come out here and support the Sooners on the ice.
Still a good crowd in attendance despite the deficit. It's one of those things, too. It's you make the 40-minute trek up here, you're going to probably stay the whole game because, you know, you made the effort to come out here. And the Sooner faithful, one of the best fan bases. When I came to college and was looking at different colleges, it's something that definitely made an impact for me, Sooner Nation, in all facets. And you can support OU Hockey at ouhockey.com on the shop tab or donate. Donations are tax deductible and help lower player dues, and put shows like this one on for you guys, the viewers. Carlisle out there to take the face-off with Mondu and Fadril. Goldstein and Kagan on the defensive support with Sam Sykes, Guerra, and Blaha on the opposition. We got our face-off situated here. And we are underway in the third period for the final 20 minutes of this game. Sooners take the face-off. Nice saucer pass from Adam Goldstein, played off the boards. Cut off, though, by Taylor. Dumps it down, no icing. Kagan chases after it, first man to the puck. Rims it around the boards, cut off by Dubecki. Slap shot, wide of Payne, took an awkward bounce. Now a backhand chance, another effort there. Wrap around, hit a body, rebound. Where is it? Puck loose, squirts behind Payne. In behind the net, early chance there from Guerra. Wrist shot goes wide, took a body, and the Sooners will come away with it. Good job there defensively from Oklahoma. The other way, we'll have a 3-on-2. Guerra. Kagan does a good job poke checking it. Didn't know where the puck was, though, and played the body instead. Blaha off his backhand down lower. Sykes. Wrists it. Payne. Dropped in his butterfly just in time. That was a seeker as Cavalcanti sprung forward with pace. Logan Cavalcanti holds up. Wrist one. Blockered away. Carson Bassett plays it off. Will Blake gets it forward to Jacob DuPont. Sooners on cleanly. Cavalcanti, shot pass, goes wide of Pendleton. Couple of good looks here for Oklahoma in response to UCO's. DuPont, touch pass over to Cavalcanti, won't go. Cut off by a Bronco. Saucer pass. I'm trying to find Roadbreaker. It's going to be icing against the Broncos, so they are not able to make a change.
Great job there by Grayson Payne in net on that first series of flurry of shots by UCO. A few dangerous looks there, but able to keep those out, keep the Sooners somewhat in it. Like you mentioned earlier, the Sooners going to want to score one quick soon within the first 5 minutes, ideally, if they want to have a chance to come back and win this one.
UCO wins the faceoff. Stalzar lets it go all the way down. Roebrecker's got a look here. He's got McDonald trailing him. Pass out of the zone to Doucette. We talk about that smart hockey. If this was any earlier in the game, he probably just tries to take that on goal himself. Instead, allows UCO just to control the puck. But Nate Payne cuts it off, sprung forward to Fadril. Makes a nice move. Jackson Fadril couldn't get it over to Payne. Puck stays in play. Nearly caught a piece of the netting. Goldstein now. Shovels it forward. Fadril cuts it off. Dumps it in on goal. And Pendleton hangs on to it.
Unfortunately, it does seem as though that most recent UCO goal to take any of the momentum the Sooners had with their first goal of the game. Kind of out of the bench, a little bit eerily quiet. Understandably so, the frustration. That was something that our rinkside reporter Elijah Lena talked about coming back from this intermission report.
Sooners take the face-off. Kagan with it, drops it down low. Griffin Joy back to Glass. Glass getting pestered hard by Doucette. Doucette took a spill, ends up coming away with the puck, and it squirts all the way out. Payne's actually going to be able to play this, and does. Gently over to Alex Kagan. Surveys. Puts it up to Tristan Glass, loses it, and his skates Turns it over. Collects it. Bells can't clear it. Taking first man to it. Glass can't find his footing. UCO just shovels it in. Hagan off the skates of Sykes. Loses his stick. Griffin Joy to Bells. Bells goes off for a change, not before running into Blaha, but Blaha gives a friendly pat. Dumped in, McDonald. Over to Horn. Sprung forward. Cut off. Taylor. DeBecke. Pass chopped. Stays in play. Puck up on end. Horn. Best. Over to Owen Carlisle. Carlisle takes it into the blue zone, offensive zone, across the blue line. Mondu takes a check in the boards. Carlisle still has the puck. Mondu collects it now. Surveys. Carlisle in the slot, over to McDonald. Bodies in front of the net, shot tipped wide of the net. Best had a look at it. Best plays it back, but McDonald out of his reach, hems it in the zone. Best looking to cut it off. He does. Ends up winning the puck. It does Aaron Best. Looking for a centering feed to Cavalcanti. No go on that. Redmond has it now for UCO. Dumps it down. Bassett on his backhand to Swearingen. Centering feed goes wide of everybody. Bassett plays it forward. Will Blake. A couple of nice moves down low now, Will Blake. DuPont couldn't get the puck on end and ends up turning it over. The other way goes Doucette. Again, UCO just playing smart, taking their victories where they can get them to try to close this out. Puck flipped forward all the way. If it's on net, it won't be icing, but it isn't, so it is.
And the refs quickly making sure that all the OU players who are on ice will stay on ice as a result of that icing call. A little under 15 minutes left here in this third period. The Sooners trying to strike now, but haven't really gotten any good looks so far this period.
DuPont loses the faceoff. Didn't know where it was. Guerra has it for UCO, but DuPont ends up coming away with it. Good shovel pass over to Nate Payne. Payne plays it on for a rebound. Trying to just dump it. Sooners elected for a change instead. So no second chance effort there. Glass cuts off his man. Nate Payne. Nice pass over to Jackson Fodrell. Fodrell, couple of nice moves, but loses the puck to Guerra. Fodrell's got a stick up wrapped around Guerra for a moment. Offsides against UCO. Will stop play.
A nice break there for OU, but should this score stand, not the way you want to go into over a month-long break for the holidays. Kind of puts a damper in the mood on the great season that the Sooners have had so far.
A rather sour taste in the mouths of everyone here. And so that's a good point to bring up. And energy on the OU bench is non-existent right now. Not a lot of conversation being had. Tristan Glass. Nate Payne. Centers one. Shot. Glass gets tripped up. Payne. Good job there, reversing. Bench calling for Kagan to get down low to cut off a pass. Good job there by Goldstein, keeps it in. A couple of nice moves. Adam Goldstein over to Fodrell. Centering feed into the skates of Glass. He never got a stick on it. It was kind of caught up right between his skates.
Pendleton able to just reach out for it to make that play dead.
Referee having to separate Roberecker and Glass.
Yeah, I I do not think that smile on Tristan Glass's face was all that genuine, rather a sarcastic one.
He's a man of few words on the ice, so seeing him caught up in something like that, that speaks volume to how this is going. There's Roebrecker's getting a talking to on the bench from the linesman.
Been involved in a lot of the scrums tonight on the UCO side.
Carlisle wins the faceoff. Mondu, quick shot blocked by Taylor. I don't think it ever got on net, but Best keeps it in. Plays it down low. Carlisle circles the faceoff dot. Surveys. Backhand out of play.
And that puck is stuck in the netting as a few fans try to reach up. Looks like they'll be unable to get it. DeBecke trying to help.
Both teams opt not to make a change after this stoppage in play. Carlisle to take the face-off. Wins it to Mondu. Carlisle down low. Centering feed for Best. Evaded everybody. We're going to get a penalty here against UCO for a slash. So the Sooners will get a power play here. 13:22 left. This is when they're going to need to score it.
Looks like it's going to be McDonald.
Brandon McDonald.
Brandon McDonald for UCO in the penalty box.
The Winnipeg native.
The Sooners have not looked too good on their earlier power plays, but going to look for a little bit of something, at least in this series. Great on the power play overall. But
so they're keeping Payne. They're bringing Payne out. I think they're going to pull Payne if the Sooners win this offensive zone faceoff and try to go 6-on-4. Sooners do win the faceoff. Payne's looking at the bench. He's out about halfway right now.
Assistant coach Tyler Huberty will be the one to wave him off. Payne's off.
Extra attacker out there now. Payne, Carlisle, Mondu. Back to Nate Payne. Wrist one wide of the net. Nearly got tipped by Tristan Glass. Tristan Glass. Comes backhand now to Owen Carlisle. Nate Payne at the point. Carlisle down low to Mondu. 6-on-4. Mondu gets tripped up. Payne down low. Mondu collects on the end boards, plays it back to Best in behind the net. Payne holds the line, swings it over to Carlisle. Carlisle centers it. Glass, wrist one. Oh, it went over the net. I thought that went in the back of the net. Best gets his stick ejected into the air. Nothing called on that. Payne, one-timer. Fodrell wide of the net. Rebound goes wide. Centering feed. Fodrell. Back over. Carlisle rips one. Blocked by Sykes. And now a foot race for it. And a good job there from Owen Carlisle. Sooners have to get back. This net is empty. Shot goes wide. Sooners are good for it now. They got options and they got bodies up ice. Fodrell over to Mondu. Mondu on net. Puck caught a piece of something. And we're going to get a penalty called against Oklahoma. That's unfortunate. I don't know if it was for a hook or for what.
It looks like the official signaled for hooking, and it's going to be Jackson Fodrell once again. As Grayson Payne heads back to his net.
So Payne's going to have to go back in net. And the Sooners are going to have 18 seconds of 4-on-4 before a UCO power play follows. So the dream and the vision of Payne going off and having two extra bodies out there for Oklahoma is going to be suppressed from that penalty. And
some great looks with the extra attacker on, not able to cash in on any, which has been kind of the story of this series.
Sooners take the face off, and they got to just get this up early. Kagan surveys. Redmond cuts it off. Baird dumps it down. Pendleton. And now UCO will get to set up here as Brandon McDonald comes out of the box for the Broncos. Kagan cuts it off in the neutral zone. Willie Baird with an amazing hit there. Open ice, you could see that. He was gearing up for that all the way from the other end.
Broger caused some of his teammates some anguish earlier on. I'm sure he's happy to get that one back for him. As that puck is cleared down the ice and UCO will have to regroup.
UCO looking to set up. Swearingen steps into Mondi. Could have maybe called an interference on that, but they won't. McDonald pestering, trying to clear it. Puck and skates, Carson Glass trying to clear it, can't. Dubecki has it. Takes a check from Swearingen up high. 3 Sooners press, so that's going to leave some space for UCO. Blaha, toe drag, block it away from Grayson Payne and out of play.
Only 40 seconds left on this power play for UCO. The Sooners have done a good job of keeping them at bay so far, but still some dangerous chances there. Grayson Payne continuing to do a great job, as well as Forden in the net. Just unfortunately, some problems for the defense. It looks like the Sooners have tightened that up, but it's time to get more focus on the offense.
McDonald takes the face-off. Sooners are able to clear. Mondu off his skates, took an awkward bounce. He's going to be able to chase after this, though, and just play it deep and try to kill off some time. He gets tied up, playing soccer with it now. And the other way go the Broncos. Swearingen steps up into his man at the half wall. Good clean check there. Kagan has it. Sooners have space up top if they want it. He ends up just firing it all the way down. Good kill here from Oklahoma. That's going to do it for the UCO power play, so now things are evened up at 5-on-5 hockey. In terms of personnel, the score still remains the same, 5-1. Broncos lead. Tristan Glass makes a couple of nice moves there. Nate Payne chasing after the puck in the corner. Nate Payne comes away with it. Flips it back. Kagan holds it into the line. Wrist one, hit traffic in front. Bounces wide. Shot. Took an awkward bounce. Gave us a good scare. Kagan has it. Plays it all the way out of the zone. And yeah, UCO is just going to keep dumping. They have no problem dumping and making the Sooners have to reset every single time they lose possession. And that is what you call smart hockey. They are not taking that 4-goal lead for granted. Under 10 minutes, 4 goals, not impossible, but nearly insurmountable. Stretch pass to Will Blake gets cut off. Will Blake fighting hard. Payne plays it in behind the net. Drop pass off the boards to Connor Horn. Blake over to Kagan. Sooners need to get up ice. Will Blake misses that puck, so it's going to be an icing against Oklahoma.
And it'll be another defensive zone draw for Oklahoma. 40 shots on goal so far tonight, only 20. That was kind of the magic number that coach has talked about all season in terms of shots your team wants to have on goal and the amount of shots you want to allow, but unfortunately not working tonight. This 5-1 leads carries in with 8 minutes left in this third and final period.
Taylor's shot from distance found Payne's pads. Puck held in at the blue line, floats all the way down, didn't get a deflection. And Cavalcanti will come away with it for the Sooners. Puck on end, but he's able to get it over to Will Blake. He's got DuPont in front of the net. Surveys, centers, blocked off the side of the net. Pendleton fell down for a moment. Cavalcanti, technical shot, saved. It's Will Blake in it now. You really don't see him getting into much. It's a good look there from Cavalcanti and the right decision. Cavalcanti gives a check.
Yeah, I thought Cavalcanti might have had it there. Pendleton was a little bit off kilter, but able to still make a great save. And then the whistle blown with the extracurriculars between Will Blake and a Bronco. As Will Blake heads back to the bench for the Sooners.
Trying to figure out how Pendleton got turned around, and then, yeah, Cavalcanti really had a good look with that, and I think he got it on to Pendleton. You heard the sound of the ping, but I think that was Pendleton's stick. I think the shot caught him center mass. Goldstein takes the face off. He's got Buys in front of the net, ends up hitting Carson Glass. So friendly fire there. Glass able to keep it in the zone. Josh Bells comes away with it. Plays it off his backhand. McDonald again, wrists one, wide of the net. Puck, Glass, wrists one, scores! Off the deflection, Willie Baird! Cuts the lead to 3.
A good look there, a pass right to him, right in front of the Oklahoma logo from Carson Glass, and deflects into net by Will Baird. A goal that he really needed, and the Sooners really needed as well in this game to make it 5-2 UCO.
Carson Glass was the first in the handshake line, but it looked like Willie Baird caught a tip of it, so we're going to get that corrected. Looking for some help from our cameraman tonight, Tristan Davison, doing the honors. He thinks it was Willie Baird. I do too. It looked like it caught a piece of something. Willie celebrated right away, and the Sooners looking to get working again. Carlisle down low. Best had a look at a rebound, but it went too far for him. Puck played down low to Mondu. Carlisle gets checked by Doucette. They say in arena Carson Glass, so nonetheless, Willie had something to do with it, at least screening Pendleton. 6 minutes and 30 seconds remain. Swearingen's down to one knee and just shovels it forward. Aaron Best has it now. In behind the net, centers it, and no one in an anthracite jersey was there to bury it.
And that's kind of been the story of the Sooners offense all night, those opportunities. Pendleton, of course, doing great in net, but letting up a lot of those rebounds, but unfortunately no Sooners have been there to try and capitalize on them.
Payne catches it. Cuts it off. Kagan, nice saucer pass, but Fodrell's unable to get anything on it. Sooners have to reset. Offensively, the Sooners are already doing better than how they were yesterday, so there's a win to take away. Payne fires it onto Pendleton, who loses it. Fodrell wasn't able to get there in time for a rebound, but
nice look regardless from Payne, a little bit of a far out shot, but that's exactly what us, as well as the coaching staff, have been talking about since last night's game. Those rebounds could be crucial for the Sooners. Unable to get a sufficient amount of bodies there in time.
Personnel change. Sooners trying to figure out who needs to be out there. Fodrell's going to stay out with Payne on the bench. So an empty net for Oklahoma as 5:40 left. If they score again, the net's still going to remain empty. It's what they deem the best possible way to come back from this deficit. Goldstein flings it over to Kagan. Shot, rebound, cut off, puck loose, and a cross check. There, scores! Owen Carlisle pots home the rebound. There was a delayed penalty, so it's going to be nullified. But nonetheless, the Sooners cut it within 2.
Great goal there, a great look by Owen Carlisle. That pass from Alex Kagan gets one right into the net. Up over, I believe, the left shoulder of Pendleton for UCO. That's going to make things 5-3 in favor of the Broncos still, but
the discussion between the lines, but I think Arvanitis down there on the bench was unsure because he saw the arm go up, but we saw it was delayed. It was going to be a cross-checking call initially to one of the Broncos. I don't even think that the Sooners didn't have, well, the extra tackler's already out there. There's that.
Exactly, and Grayson Payne is being waived to come further out of his crease. Yeah. He will be pulled off once, hopefully the Sooners win. this draw at center ice, of course, wanting to clear it into their own offensive zone, be clear of any danger before he would come off and they would send that extra attacker on for Oklahoma.
Sooners need to get the puck in the offensive zone now. And they do. Fodrell. Payne goes off. Fodrell rips a shot. Took a weird bounce. Nearly went in.
Payne still on the ice.
Goldstein cuts it down at the blue line. Bouncing puck. Fans on it. Has to just shove it on his backhand.
Payne finally being waved off the ice. That extra attacker will be sent on. Aaron Best for Oklahoma.
Payne comes away with it. Puck caught up in skates. It's in a dangerous spot right now for the Sooners in the offensive zone. It's not where they want it. Taylor cuts it off. He's just going to try to pin it against the boards and kill off more time. Puck does come free. Played back to Goldstein. Glass rips one. Shot. Rebound. Bounces wide of the net. Kagan. Payne. Has it. Elects to shoot. Caught a body. UCO's able to clear, no icing. Still 4 minutes left. Puck rimmed in. Redmond cuts it off. That's going to stay in play. Should be an icing. And it will be.
Just barely. About went into the Oklahoma bench. Redmond arguing with the official.
I don't know what there is to argue about.
Unclear, but this faceoff will be taken in the UCO zone, Oklahoma's offensive zone, and it looks like it'll be Owen Carlisle once again on the faceoff draw.
He's been solid.
Grayson Payne still on the bench for Oklahoma with the extra attacker. 4 minutes remaining in this third and final period.
Carlisle wins the faceoff back to Kagan. That's huge. Kagan plays it all the way around the boards. Best flings it forward to Glass. Goldstein surveys, dances the blue line, plays it back to Glass. Over to Kagan. Goldstein, hits Sykes. Another shot, rebound loose. Sooners didn't know where it was. Glass plays it down. Centering feed, Mondu couldn't find a Sooner in front of the net. It was cut off. Kagan. Wrist it on net. Rebound. Caught too many bodies. It would have been a good look for Carlisle to get a second. Owen Carlisle down low. Mondu. Carlisle. Good pass over to Goldstein. Kagan rips one. Puck loose. Bouncing. Saved by Pendleton. Swallowed up. 3:08 left.
Another good set of opportunities there for the Sooners, getting them in close. Found that rebound, but unfortunately for the Sooners, Pendleton covered it just in time.
Sooners are going to take their timeout. And so will we. We will step aside for just a moment with 3:08 left. Sooners only down by 2. Welcome back. Got some good information on that coach's timeout. Best is going to be the the net front man, looking to clean up any sort of rebound. Sooners, Coach Cameron Bickford reminding them, got to win the faceoff first before anything happens. And let's see who comes away with it. Payne gets tied up. That should be a penalty. It's not. It was absolutely a hold. Payne from the point, wrist one wide. Fodrell first to it. Puck held in. Puck flung all the way down. That's going to be an icing. So another offensive zone faceoff for the Sooners. A missed holding call there would have
greatly helped the Sooners' chances with 2:45 remaining.
Really helped the Sooners' chances, but I've always had the mindset of when you're down by 2 or more goals and you pull the goalie, that allows the team that's on the that's on the penalty kill to just fire it at free will down and not have to worry about icing. So there's caveats to everything in this game. We'll see if that ends up being the difference. Payne cuts it off, soccer style. Puck exits the zone, kills off precious time. Fodrell gets it in off of Owen Carlisle's wrist. Puck rimmed all the way around the boards, unable to be held in, and UCO is going to ice this thing here with an empty net goal. Stalzer scores.
And that looks like that'll be the final nail in the coffin.
Classless celebration in front of the Pride of Oklahoma. That's been their MO all tonight.
That'll make things 6-3 with 2 minutes, 21 seconds remaining.
Goldstein dumps it in. Cut off by Kagan. Flipped forward. Knocked down on Cavalcanti. Nearly got a bouncing puck for a shot. Kagan holds it in again, plays it down low. Still 2 minutes left. DeBecky unable to clear it. Goldstein rims it around the boards. Cavalcanti first man to it. Centering feet in front of the net. No one was there. Easy dump down. It's going to be an icing.
And once again, that energy that was there for the Sooners after that goal, those 2 goals, drained from the bench and the Sooner fans here at Arctic Edge.
Carlisle's been on the ice for, I'd say, the last 7 minutes of this third period. He's got to be gassed.
Exactly, but still putting in a great effort.
Well, UCO might be good at beating the Sooners in hockey, but what they will never do is beat Alabama in football.
Exactly. A lot of these UCO fans, not to take a little dig, but be a team to root for Oklahoma athletics and other sports where they do not participate at the highest level of collegiate athletics.
We'll give props to them, even though this is a depleted roster. They are still able to manage some sort of season. There was a bit of uncertainty in how this season would go for them in terms of if it would even be possible to, how would they perform if it is. And this win is going to put them at 8-8. So it's a really respectable record for the other factors that are limiting them from, perhaps doing better like they have in seasons in past. So give credit where credit's due.
As the whistle is blown, as the net comes off the posts. Like you said, still able to get the best of the Sooners here, at least in this December series. Oklahoma will face off against them again, as you mentioned, in February. Try to get back at them then, but for right now, UCO still stands to be the winner of this series since December 5th, 2019.
New group out there for both teams. Face off one and cleared all the way down. Should be icing, and is.
A minute remaining in this matchup.
Now's the time in the game when you don't want anything stupid to happen for either side, because everybody wants to go into the holiday season happy and healthy. So that's something to note and see how the referees take control of that. Sooners take the face off. 1 minute left. Bassett rips one. Rebound. Was there. Sooners weren't able to get it. Bassett can't cut it down. It's going to be icing against UCO. Will Blake getting into it with Bose, and here we go.
Like you mentioned, not something either team is going to want to deal with, but I'm sure it'll be difficult, especially for the Sooners. Seeing their frustration with this game in this series.
Sooners are up to 47 shots, which I don't have, the record on that, but from my recollection, that is the most shots that they have put up on a team in quite some time, if not ever. So, that's good.
One of the more positive takeaways held UCO to only 21 shots.
Puck exits the zone. Bassett plays it forward to Glass. Bells takes his man into the boards, giving and taking some checks. Puck just held up in a spot in the corner, and then UCO comes away with it. Baird trying to check it away, ends up slashing Mondi pretty good there, and then Baird takes down Guerra. That's going to be a penalty. And here we go.
Bell's right in the middle of that scrum, as well as Carson Bassett. Carson Glass trying to pull him away.
Blah is chasing after Bells. Willie Baird giving it to the UCO bench. Three, two, Sooners go off.
Josh Bells will join Will Baird in the bench. It does not look like anyone will be going into the benches for UCO. With only 11 seconds left.
Rob Roker's going to get ejected.
And that's something I think we've seen coming throughout the night. We saw the refs give him a talking to early in this third period.
So, 2 minors to OU. And there's 11 seconds left. None of this really matters. It's all going to become a moot point in 11 seconds of game time.
Exactly.
But it seems like OU's going to be
down. 4 on 5.
Willie Baird's going to go back to the bench.
Again, we do not have mics for the refs here, so sometimes we are unable to decipher exactly what the calls are.
It's still going to be a 5-on-4, but Willie's out of the box. McDonald takes the face off. Swearingen's just going to eat up the last few seconds, dumps it down, kills it off. And that will do it. So UCO takes both games 3-1 yesterday, 6-3 tonight. I'm Christian Markey, alongside me, Amy Acevedo. We thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a great holiday season and travel safely. We will see you in late January, early February. Have a good night.